Hey everyone, thank you for listening to another episode of Dan Tony Sports. My name is Dan Snyder, joined tonight, like I always am, by Dan O'Shea, Tony Casper, and Dan Beebe. Gents, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Great.
Doing great? Well, how are you, Dan O'Shea? So there's one thing that all four of us have in common, and that's our college football team, didn't lose this week.
Yay!
Excellent.
This is the last time we're going to be able to say that, I'm sure.
Yep.
Very possible.
All right, we got a fun show tonight. We're going to talk AFC East. We're going to talk college football top 25. We're going to talk all of the great games that we got to witness in college football over the weekend. We're going to make some picks for you. But first, we're going to start off like we always do with our pigskin poetry. This one is titled An Ode to Football. Now, I just want to preface this by saying this is just a mishmash of random shit that appeared in my head.
As long as it rhymes.
It rhymes enough.
As long as it's football oriented.
An ode to football. Football is back, and I want to say that I can't wait to watch these athletes play on Saturday for college and Sunday NFL. I'm glad my fantasy team doesn't have Le'Veon Bell, but It sucks he's sitting out because the man is so great. Top 3 running backs now, there is no debate. Miami got smacked, and Texas did too, but I'm most disappointed in FAU. What is this poem about? It just seems like a ramble. It's mostly because it is, and now we can gamble. That doesn't make sense, so don't point that out. Could this be the year that the Browns end their drought? Kaepernick did something, and Nike did too. Who gives a fuck, you shirt-burning fools? So we're going to end this now, and everything's all right, because the NFL starts this Thursday night.
Yeah.
Finally.
There we go. That's a strong finish right there.
That was a strong finish. And most of it did rhyme, so I'll give you that.
Yeah, the 2 and fools was a stretch, but I thought it worked good enough.
It played. It was better than that last one where you just were mixing up words that didn't rhyme at all.
But you know what? One day these poems are going to be worth a lot of money.
I hope so.
Me too. Be signing autographs. I'd be like, who the fuck are you? I thought you were the owner of the Redskins. Like, now I'm a poet.
You know what? I don't want this.
Oh, man. We got a great show, like I said, because football is back, and we are finishing our NFL breakdowns just in time. We have one division left.
Mm-hmm.
That is the AFC East.
Woo!
Woo!
This should be quick.
You would think. So let's start, obviously, alphabetical order. The Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Can Peterman get the job done? We've seen in the past that he has struggled, including a 5-interception half.
Yes.
Not just a 5-interception game, a 5-interception half against the Chargers.
I am extremely curious to see how he does against first-string defense.
I'm curious to see how he does against third-string defense. I'm sure it's not a whole lot better.
No.
It's a curious play, especially after trading McCarron. I mean, I understand you don't want to throw Josh Allen to the Wolves. He definitely looks like he could be a good starting quarterback, but clearly he's rough around the edges. But I don't know that Peterman gives you very much hope going into this season. Although, McCoy is kind of a question mark too, because he's been dealing with an injury, and he's got that whole thing in Georgia hanging over his head.
Yeah, so that's the next question. Will Shady play all season? Because we know he's ready to play week 1. But we're not just breaking down the first week of the season. We're talking about the entire season. Will he be available for the Bills all season? Or do you foresee, a suspension or a ban? I don't know what kind of bullshit Roger Goodell's going to pull with all this. I don't know.
I mean, it would kind of be surprising if he wasn't let off with some kind of 1 to 2 game, maybe suspension. I don't know. I don't see him getting away from it clean though.
I mean, Roger Goodell's the wild card in all this. You don't know how he's going to react because the thing is, as of everything that's come out of the Georgia thing, he wasn't involved with the situation in any way, shape, or form. And that doesn't mean that Roger Goodell's not going to lay down a penalty, because the same thing happened to Ezekiel Elliott. So I would venture no, but I'm going to say it would most likely, at this point where we stand, be due to some kind of injury. Bangs up a knee and he misses a game or something, recover, and he's back.
I mean, that's just shady. He's done it in the past, so do it again.
I think the story now is that she's saying he hired someone to do it, so...
They changed their story like a billion times.
Sorry?
They've changed their story like a billion times.
Yeah, this seems like it's going to be really hard for anything to show up with an investigation. I wouldn't be optimistic as like a prosecutor based on what I've seen so far, but of course they know things that we don't.
Yeah, like Roger Goodell wants to suspend people.
Yeah. So, I mean, the NFL certainly could go ahead and do what they did with Zeke and just suspend him before there's any sort of definitive answers. So yeah, he could very well miss a chunk of the season. If he doesn't, yes, he's a great running back, but he's also now 30, and he's got a decent amount of wear on him, and running backs tend to go, south quickly. So, could he have another great year? Yes. Could this be the beginning of the end of his career? Also, yes. Even if, nothing comes of this investigation.
I mean, there's a lot that used to be how you would gauge it would be the 30-year mark, but I think we saw that Frank Gore was still productive even after 30.
Well, Frank Gore's the exception. He will keep going until he's 40, and no one can explain how. I'm pretty sure he's a cyborg.
Let me ask you this question. And I think I know what your answer is going to be, but I have to ask it anyways. Is Frank Gore the exception to the rule, or is Frank Gore the new norm? Are we going to see guys like Todd Gurley, like Le'Veon Bell, like Ezekiel Elliott, David Johnson playing well into their 30s and playing at a high level? Or do you think we're still going to see that 30-year clip?
I mean, I hope so, because, that means better running backs. If they're healthy, that means more good running backs in the league, and that's, I think, a net positive because it means better football. But until I see more people trending that way, then he's got to be the exception, because you're seeing it with AP. Yeah, he's had an injury history, and he's still technically playing, but I'm not optimistic with him this season, despite that the Redskins are apparently planning on starting him.
Rob Kelly's good. I don't know why they're starting him.
Sorry?
I said Rob Kelly's a good running back. I don't know why they're starting Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I mean, maybe he's done enough to show that he's still got some flashes, but, you saw it with him on the Saints. You have Ingram and Kamara on the Saints who are finding the holes, yet AP, who's supposed to be, one of the best ever, isn't. And yes, he's, as I said, he's had that injury history, but he's also, an older running back. And until we see more running backs passing that, 30 to 33-year-old mark and still playing at a high level, then you put stock in that.
Well, I mean, we're gonna see that because we got some high-profile running backs in the next few years. You're gonna be coming up on 30. We were just talking about this before. Mark Ingram is 29. You're gonna have Derrick Henry coming up on his 30 soon. You're gonna have Le'Veon.
You gotta pay attention to usage too, though. Henry still has a lot of legs left. He wasn't heavily utilized. McCoy is much more heavily utilized. If you're a 3-down back, 30 hits a lot harder than if you're a change of pace type back. Powell is up around 30, but he can still perform, I think, at the same level for another few years because he's never been a feature back.
That's a good point.
I'm going to say it's more of a fluctuation that we're going to see. You're probably going to run into situations where there are the exceptions, and that may become more of a norm and push from 30 to getting closer to the 35 range. But you're still going to have some of those running backs who come in so highly touted or have great first couple of years. Like, for me, I can think Doug Martin and Alfred Morris. Like, are they flashes in the pan? Because now they're just position guys that happen to be on rosters.
I think with Doug Martin and Alfred Morris, what you're seeing is the running back position is changing, and they haven't. Running backs now also have to be receivers, and while Doug Martin has been okay catching out of the backfield, like, there are literally people saying that Ezekiel Elliott's not a great running back because his receptions from the backfield aren't where Le'Veon Bell is, which is an absolute
usage.
Bullshit argument.
That's not their usage, and that's what makes this question hard on whether or not that's the new norm or if that's the standard benchmark. Because I think it's going to increase rather than seeing running backs that are running through the hole on every play. You're going to see more running backs catching out and target using their abilities more in the open field, which might actually prolong their longevity in the long term. But it's going to depend. I mean, it depends on the actual caliber of the running back to determine how long are they truly going to be efficient in this league. I think the league aids them to being able to have longer longevity, but, you know, just because you got a car with low mileage on it doesn't mean it's going to hold up.
Right, and the other thing I wanted to get in really quickly, because Dan, you were about to say something when we jumped in. I think the position is changing, and I do think you're going to be seeing a lot more running backs, have longer careers. Because if you look just from, let's say, 7 years ago to now, run-pass option, it's completely changed the NFL. And I think you're going to see a lot more spread in the NFL than you already do. And so you're going to see running backs who are used mostly to run to the outside and to catch passes out of the backfield. So I don't think running backs are going to be carrying the same load that they used to. You're going to see every team's going to have two different types of running backs. You're going to have a fullback type who's going to be the big body that just pounds through the line, and then you're going to see the running backs who are stretching the field and are catching out of the backfield. Or stretching the play outside the tackles, not stretching the field.
Right, but I mean, each one of them is an individual. So if you get a guy who can do all three that you need, and you work him because he's more reliable than the other ones, again, the more mileage you put on something, the more it can break down. So exactly. I think that the number is going to be ever fluctuating. I think that the style of the game and what you're saying lends us more towards 30's not necessarily going to be the death sentence it always was.
Exactly. And BB, what were you saying?
That's what I was going to touch on too. Like, so, you know, if you have a running back where a majority of the workload's falling on them, yeah, you're looking at a short career. Perfect example is Buffalo, because it seems like all they really ever do is run the ball.
Well, that's true because of your offense too. There's not a lot of weapons in the wide receiving core, so a lot falls to him.
We'll get to that in a minute.
You have to build up more receiving and thus prolong the life of your running back.
All right. Next question: where the F is Richie Incognito?
Gone. Literally off the reservation.
He's on Mars, at least in his head.
He got arrested. No, he did. I'm not making this up.
No, I know you're not.
He threatened somebody at a funeral home at his dad's, like, preparing for his dad's funeral.
Yeah, no, I know.
And in a gym.
Yeah, he threw
in different states.
Threw weights in the pool.
Yeah, took a barbell and threw it at someone.
So that being said, he's going to
coming for him.
He'll probably be on Dallas next year.
Probably.
And Jim Patrons being federal agents, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the paranoia thing. That'll play well.
He thought the feds were coming for him, so he threw a weight at them.
I don't know what happened.
My God. Sorry, O'Shea, what were you saying?
CT.
No, I was just wondering, wasn't he in talks to sign with someone, but I can't remember who.
Well, he was going to re-sign with the Bills, wasn't he?
Doesn't matter now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter now. He's never coming back to the league.
He hasn't been right since he crashed his Mercedes.
I mean, has he ever been right?
No.
He literally bullied a player, like, to the point where it became a national story. Has he ever been right? Um,
Doubtful.
no. Who is